Hello, good evening and welcome to News 360 here from the News Hub at Adisawe, Kanda. I'm Natalie Ford.
And my name is Alfred Okanse. Coming up in the next 60 minutes tonight.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Judicial Services Staff Association, JUSAG, gives government 6 days to pay their 7 months allowances.
And police in the Volta region yet to make any arrests in renewed clashes between the people of Alavanyo and Nkonya, which has claimed 2 lives.
Also, Lands and Natural Resource Minister John Peter Amewu hints on a militant approach as one of the measures to be adopted to stop illegal mining in the country.
And in business this evening, an economist at the Institute of Fiscal Studies, Edu Sarkodie, recommends a focus on growing the economy to reduce public debt.
And in sports, reappointed Ghana coach Kwesi Appiah arrives home to a rousing welcome. We have the details of these stories and more in the next 1 hour here on News 360. Stay with us.
Our first story is evening. The Judicial Staff and Services Staff Association, JUSAG, has given government 6 days to pay their 7 months allowances in arrears. National President Alex Nate warned the association would withdraw its service after the ultimatum.
JUSAG disclosed the allowances and arrears from October 2016 to April 2017. The amount included vehicle maintenance and fuel allowances, which are to be paid to members as part of their conditions of service. So far, 5,000 of its members nationwide are yet to be paid their allowances after petitioning government through management. The national president of the association, Alex Nate, said he will insist on the 6-day ultimatum.
The previous administration ought to have paid before 6th of January, before their departure from office. They didn't pay. We told our people that new government is in, but workers who are due for their remuneration understand nothing except what they are due.
Currently, JUSAG says it has again petitioned the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations to respond to their concerns before the 6-day ultimatum ends. Again, the association indicated it will duly notify the National Labour Commission (NLC) after the 6 days before the next line of action.
Until 26th, I am unable to tell what kind of advice the National Executive Council and the National Executive Board will give themselves.
In a related development, JUSAG has lauded government for approving conditions of service for members spanning 2012 to 2016. The national president, Alex Nate, said the association is now awaiting government payment of the new conditions of service.
Approval follows an instruction for execution of the approval by the Minister of Finance to controller and what have you. That was not done by Mr. Tepe. But fortunately, after the handing over, the new administration has done that.
Now, the strike actions by JUSAG, the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, has spanned a number of years since, as you see on the screen here, since October 2014. And so they've made many recommendations to government from the previous to the current administration. In October 2014, the issue or the reason for the strike action was salary discrepancy, May 2015, they went on strike again for unpaid allowances, which, as you see, repeated itself in May 2016 for unpaid allowances as well, and now currently in the year 2017. So it's clear that this strike action has clearly been going on for some time, and the real issue and the real concern here is how the current administration will respond to the actions of JUSAG.
Absolutely, and how we wait to see exactly what the response will be from this, because this arrest will be going on for quite a while. But let's move on to the Volta region, Natalie, because the police are yet to make any arrest 3 days after unknown assailants shot and killed 2 persons from Nkonya, Ahinkro, and injured 1 person. Peter Kwao reports the remains of the deceased and the injured were retrieved by some youth from the Nkonya, Ahinkro area. So that's what you see on the screens. That was the Queen Mother of the Nkonya area. Not too happy about the decision to have them suspended indefinitely by the Volta Regional House of Chiefs. But Peter Kwao is a reporter in the Volta region. He joins us on the telephone now. Peter, I thank you very much for your time this evening. What exactly were the explanations given by the police as to why they are yet to make any arrests after 72 hours of this incident?
Thank you. There was no explanation as to why they have not made any arrests. But according to the regional crime officer, they are still doing investigation. They are patrolling the area. They are gathering information. And they are still working to identify the perpetrators and arrest. So far, their work is to understand what is happening, see if they can trace any one who might have committed this crime and arrest. But for now, we have not reached anywhere.
I see. I know you've been crisscrossing the Alavanyo and Nkonya communities. What exactly is the mood there now as we speak?
Thank you, Alfred. The mood, there's an easy calm in Nkonya, for instance, because that is where the harm was committed, or they are the receiving end. So they are not too happy about what the situation around the area, because as at now, the police are yet to visit the crime scene. So they don't understand why for 74 hours, the police are yet to visit the crime scene to exactly see where the thing happened. And in addition, the people were palm wine tappers. They have gone there to tap palm wine before they were killed. And so because of that, nobody can go there. They don't know the state of the palm wine that they have in there, and they can't go there to work. And they are expecting the police to be available to escort them, give them protection to go to the area to work. But there was nothing like that. And the people are not happy about this development. That's a major concern for them. And they want, they are calling on the IT intervene and get the men to work. There were police present, there were military present, but none of these people were coming to the people in the community to assist them track their work that was ongoing before the incident happened.
Right, Peter, thank you for this update from the Nkonya community in the Volta region, and it's instructive to get to know that the police is yet to visit the crime scene of this particular incident. Now, subsequent bulletins would interrogate some of these reasons why this is the case. But away from that, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister John Peter Amewu says a militant approach is one of the measures adopted to stop illegal mining in the country. The sector minister joined workers on a sensitization march in Accra to halt the menace.
So, workers of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources took to the streets of Accra Friday to create awareness on the need to halt illegal mining. This was to intensify the fight against the menace. The wearing of red on Fridays marks the beginning of a series of Red Friday campaign, which is an initiative of pressure group Occupy Ghana. It is aimed at mounting pressure on government to stop illicit mining. The walk started from the ministry to the National Theatre and then back to the ministry. The sector minister, Peter John Amewu, disclosed information being gathered indicate illegal miners who vacated site have intentions of going back. He said a militant approach will be adopted to stop illegal miners.
There is going to be a combat and a militant approach after the end of these 21 days, and that is going to follow suit. After we visited the site, it was clear that huge numbers of earth-moving equipment were withdrawn from this site. I have no doubt, and I'm clear in my mind, that the intention of these guys is to return back to those areas. Of course, we are not going to allow that.
Illegal miners operating within the Asante Achim Central Enclave in the Ashanti region abandoned their concessions as the deadline for Galamsey operators to halt their operations expired. William Evans Inkum reports excavators and other mining equipment have been moved to plain ground.
Entering an illegal mining site could be dangerous, particularly when you are from the media. But with a police escort, the news team were at one of the Galamsey sites within the Asante Achim Central Enclave, where large tracts of arable land have been destroyed and the river body polluted. No miner was spotted on this concession as the land was deserted, and the assumption was that they might have complied with government directive. Later in an interview, the Konongo Divisional Police Commander, Superintendent Ohenebwedi Bosman, said the police will be up to the task.
For short-term measure, what we do is that we've formed the patrol team, 3 patrol teams, 1 for night, 1 for day, and 1 for standby. And as you saw, when you were going to that, we sent the standby team to assist you.
The Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, says the new Patriotic Party's administration planting for food and jobs program will soon suffer some major setbacks. The party's communications director, Solomon Nkansa, insisted the NPP administration had copied wrongly from the previous NDC administration's Green Revolution Agriculture program.
President Akufo-Addo launched the Planting for Food and Jobs program in the Bunahafo region on Wednesday to create 750,000 direct and indirect employment. The agriculture program is also expected to increase the production of maize by 30%, rice by 49%, soya beans by 25%, and sorghum by 28%. The NDC, however, says the Akufo-Addo-led government had missed the fundamentals of the program, which formed part of the NDC's administration's Green Revolution program.
Mama cut short for the construction of an ultra-modern irrigation dam in Palugu. That dam seeks to irrigate about 3,000 hectares of land, which will be able to lead to a tomato farming boom, so that we'll have most Ghanaian youth going into tomato farming, because when they get into tomato farming, there is a factory that will buy the produce.
Under the Planting for Food and Jobs program, government will construct 1,000 metric tons capacity warehouse in each district to store produce. The program will also be rolled out in all the 216 districts across the country with supply of farm resources to participating farmers. But the NDC disagrees.
Talk about 216 this when AMA, which community of AMA that is a farming community? Takoradi. STMA. There are cosmopolitan districts which you cannot say you can engage in agriculture activities there. Whom are they deceiving?
The party's communications director says the government must consult the NDC administration for full fact of the program. The NDC's Green Revolution aimed at doubling the output of the country's staple product, particularly grains and tubers, by the year 2021.
Away from the Planting for Food and Jobs program, the National Democratic Congress says the Dr. Kwesi Bochwe Committee needs to collate views from its members, hence the extension of the committee's date to submit reports. The committee was tasked to investigate the causes of the NDC 2016 electoral defeat and make recommendations.
The 13-member committee, chaired by Dr. Kwesi Botwe, was given 3 months to investigate the causes of electoral defeat. The committee started its work in the middle of January 2017 and was expected to wrap up last Tuesday. However, the party's communications director, Solomon Nkansa, explained significant number of party supporters want opportunity to meet the committee to express their views, hence its extension.
You have to make room for all these groups and individuals' concerns to be brought on board. So we offered them some few weeks for them to be able to meet all these stakeholders, groups and individuals who have written to their office.
The committee is expected to submit its report, after which the party leadership will examine it. Dr. Kwesi Botwe Committee's report will form part of the NDC's strategic document to plan for future elections.
Still watching News 360. This bulletin is live on 3news.com as well as News on TV3 on Facebook. We return soon with the very latest from the world of business. Stay with us.
Gradually, we're drawing a close to the business week. Good evening and thanks for your time on News 360. My name is Nanikia Mensah-Prampa. Starting with tonight, an economist at the Institute of Fiscal Studies, Edu Sarkodie, has recommended a focus on growing the economy to sustain debt to GDP ratio, following the announcement of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, that Ghana will achieve a 71.7% debt to GDP ratio before the close of 2017. Edu Sarkodie says effective policies in the agric and industrial sectors could be key to reducing Ghana's public debt.
IMF Fiscal Monetary Report has predicted Ghana is likely to end 2017 without significant progress in reducing its public debt. Ghana's debt stock at the end of 2016 stood at 122 billion cedis, translating into 72.4% of GDP. Government's debt management strategy expects the debt situation to reduce to 70% before close of year. An economist with IFS, Edu Sarkodie, says government can achieve its target if it effectively implements some key projects, including the One District, One Factory and Planting for Food and Jobs program.
Once we grow the economy, the debt to GDP ratio will come down. Remember that when we rebased the economy in 2010, we rebased the economy and increased the GDP. That is how come the debt to GDP ratio came down.
Ghana plans to raise some 17.4 billion Ghana cedis worth of domestic instruments in the first quarter of 2017 for debt restructuring and government financing. Already, government has borrowed 13.5 billion cedis as part of a strategy to replace short-term loans with longer-term ones.
For us to have a lower debt level, we must pay it. We find ourselves in a debt distress, so government cannot be borrowing as much as the previous government used to.
Government expects to spend over 10 billion cedis in servicing interest on loans as captured in the 2017 budget. The IMF has already classified Ghana as a high-risk debt distress country following the country's rising debt stock.
Now let's look at matters arising at the spring meetings inside Washington, D.C. as government has announced plans to issue a 15-year bond to settle all outstanding debts in the energy sector. The move is also aimed at improving the financial strength of the state-owned enterprises in the energy sector and make them competitive. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia disclosed this when he addressed a session at the ongoing spring meetings in Washington, D.C. Dr. Bawumia was also confident of increased investments to the state-owned enterprises with the complete repayment of the debt. Onto some banking issues now, and the Universal Merchant Bank has launched instant UMB Visa cards to provide customers with speed banking, coming on the heels of an impressive financial performance in the 2016 financial year. The bank is focused on creating value for customers.
The Universal Merchant Bank currently has a portfolio of 4 Visa cards. The UMB Visa Classic, which gives customers a 24/7 access to their funds. The UMB Visa Prepaid, which offers both customers and non-customers of the bank the opportunity to preload cash onto the card for online shopping. The UMB Visa Business Card, which enables business owners to control how, when and where payments are authorized for their employees' cards, and the UMB Visa Platinum Card, which gives high-end exclusive benefits to cardholders. Speaking at the UMB Instant Visa Cards launch, the Chief Executive Officer of UMB, John Iwa, said the bank's strategic priority is to invest in areas that bring convenience and speed to customers.
Often what we've seen is customers apply for cards, and because people are not just stationary, they apply for cards in Accra, they go to Kumasi, they are there for 3 months, and they sometimes forget that they have even applied for an ATM card. As you apply the card, you do go through all the motions and the paperwork to have your card issued instantly to you. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes.
He noted the introduction of instant Visa cards is just one of the several initiatives that the bank will implement in 2017 to enhance service delivery.
We will continue to invest in our expanding digital and virtual platforms, and also work with partners who are at the forefront of technology revolution to enhance our ability to innovate. We will only invest in technology that will ultimately benefit our customers, and in the coming months, we will be launching other life-changing products that will shape the landscape of banking in Ghana.
A customer who had come to transact business during the launch applied for a Visa card and obtained it within minutes of her application. She encouraged other customers and non-customers to use the service. The UMB Visa cards come with the most advanced chip and PIN technology with enhanced security for cardholders.
And Stanbic Bank Ghana has launched the Pure Save campaign aimed at providing financial sustainability for its customers. The campaign is designed to inculcate the habit of savings in people.
Dubbed Save to Gain, the nationwide campaign is intended to provide customers with financial growth and dependency. With a minimum balance of 500 Ghana cedis in the Pure Save account, and multiple deposits of 500 Ghana cedis for a period of 4 months, customers stand a chance of winning grand prizes. A customer can win a monthly investment reward of 10,000 Ghana cedis and a grand prize of 100,000 Ghana cedis at the end of the 4-month campaign. Speaking at the launch of the campaign in Accra, Chief Executive Officer of Stanbic Bank Ghana, Alhassan Andani, said the campaign aims at refining savings amongst Ghanaians.
The typical Ghanaian worker is only 3 paychecks away from poverty. So if anything happened to you and you didn't have 3 paychecks, you are going to be in difficulty. Why? Because we don't seem to have the culture of savings. So savings is something that is critical to your own financial well-being.
A Deputy Minister of Finance, Kweku Kwarteng, lauded Stanbic Bank for their commitment towards ensuring financial independence and stability in Ghana. The Pure Save account offers customers an opportunity to grow money faster and reach their financial goals. The head of channels at Stanbic Bank, Eugene Okansi, noted only few people who bank in Ghana save consistently, hence the campaign to sensitize Ghanaians.
I speak to people and year after year, they aim at saving because the practice has been that you earn the salary and hope that after your expense you still have something to save. But usually in the course of a month, things come up and you are never able to set money aside. So you realize that people want to save, but they've never been able to. We're introducing tips to jump that barrier.
Customers of the Pure Save campaign also stand a chance of winning weekly prizes, which includes umbrellas and mobile phones.
We move away from banking, and Coral Paints Ghana has presented the first of 6 brand new cars and its Paint Your Dream into Reality promotion to Maunyo Atoklo. The promotion is to reward customers for their loyalty.
Paint Your Dream into Reality promotion is Coral Ghana's 3rd campaign to reward customers who have been loyal over the years. Painter Maunyo Atoklo is the first recipient of the 6 brand new Hyundai Accent Saloon cars to be awarded to customers till October 3. To participate in the promotion, one has to buy an 18-liter coral latex pail in standard colors. The pail, which contains a dummy key, entitles the finder to win one of the 2017 Hyundai Accent Saloon cars. Business Development Manager for Coral Ghana, Luis Carlos da Silva, reiterated Coral Latex, which is the star brand of the promotion, has become the preferred choice among Ghanaians due to its distinguishing features.
We selected on purpose because this is one of the best value for money product that you can buy. This product can give you, the spread and rate is 375, almost the double of any other paint in the market. Product also has UV resistant.
Excited winner of the brand new Hyundai Accent Saloon car, Maunyo Atoklo, was grateful to Coral Ghana and urged Ghanaians to participate in the promotion. General Manager for Coral Ghana, Yao Bonasapon, emphasized the company is committed in ensuring Ghanaians are provided with quality and affordable paint.
If you decide to go in for any paint, please remember that you go to Coral Paint, because you are not buying only the paint. You get a value for it. It's the only paint that spread 375 meters squared and may still maintain its performance.
Maybe I should start buying Coral Paints, I guess. Well, let's move on. An internet service provider, Busy Internet, has relaunched services to offer clients the most reliable internet and innovative service applications. The new phase of Busy Internet is made complete with a revived Busy Experience Center.
Since 2001, Busy Internet has provided reliable internet services across Ghana. The leading internet service provider has played a pivotal role in the SME market, largely targeting the youth and middle-aged audience. In 2016, Busy Internet launched the Busy 4G service and Jump, an online educational platform. Part of Busy's strategy is to empower the youth through its 3-pronged approach. The revived Busy seeks to further improve the lives of the youth through internet usage and innovative applications and initiatives, one of which is the 3 Paddies initiative. This package lasts till the end of May 2017.
3paddies.busy.com. When you go onto that site, you will have an opportunity to register and also recommend a minimum of 3 friends. When any of these friends join the Busy network, you, the person who recommended them, would receive 500 megabytes. And so the more friends you recommend and encourage and get them to actually join the Busy network, the more free data you get.
The Busy Experience Center is also constructed to facilitate a serene environment where clients can transact business dealings and broaden their scope by making use of the Wi-Fi and additional services available. Chief Executive Officer of Busy Internet, Praveen Sathalij, said this revived service provision fits into the company's long-term business plan.
What we have seen in the youth of Ghana is they are very creative, they are very entrepreneurial at that young age. So if we can help them bring that entrepreneurship mindset out there and help them develop their own businesses or help them get into a space where they are much more exposed.
Additional business solutions offered by Busy Internet for both small and large enterprises include internet bundles, unlimited internet offers, device starter pack, and other bespoke value-added services. in view of the pace-setting services being launched by the leading internet provider. Busy Internet says it is no longer where good things happen, but where great things happen.
Right, and we're asking you to make a date with us on Monday, 24th of this month for Time with the Captains as we host Tuejare to speak on issues bordering on investment and how to make money. You can visit 3news.com for more detail to that particular one. That will do for Business Tonight. My name is Nanike Mensah Brampa. For me, the weekend has started, but for you, you should continue for the news.
Well, yeah, but you were telling me that it's actually expensive keeping a natural hair than the enhanced ones, like what you have
expensive in terms of time and money, too.
I see.
But with this semen chambers, I'll talk about it later.
No,
but enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Always the case. Let's go to other stories. So the presidency, President Akufo-Addo has charged non-governmental organizations to devise strategies to support the poor and vulnerable to become self-reliant. The president was speaking at a Rotary International Conference in Accra.
Participants for the 4-day annual conference are from Niger, Benin, Togo, and Ghana. The district conference and training seminar is the highlight of events in the annual district Rotary calendar to prepare members for the activities. President Akufo-Addo praised the Rotary International for their involvement in many humanitarian projects across the world.
Your first chosen area of focus is peace and conflict prevention and resolution. It is noteworthy that the 4 countries in your district all currently enjoy relative internal peace.
In recognizing their efforts in helping the vulnerable in society, the president encouraged them to adopt strategies to make the poor self-sufficient.
It is not enough to get help to be able to feed your family. The help must be so structured as to enable you to strike out and be able to lead an independent life. Whatever economic programs you bring, please let it be something that helps people to stand on their own feet and prosper.
Away from that, the rising graduate unemployment rate in the country has been attributed to the curricula of various universities. Some experts in education argue that the solution to this challenge lies in reforms in the university curricula and policy geared towards training students to be employers and not employees.
Some educational experts insist current programs in the universities need to be reformed to link training and industry. They argue the current curricula was relevant some 20 years ago, which created the avenue for graduates to be employed. At a meeting ahead of the 14th General Conference of the Association of African Universities, participants underscored the need for urgent reforms.
The trend is to review our curriculum. This is why this important issue is one of the major sub-theme the upcoming conference.
According to the Executive Secretary of the National Council for Tertiary Education, Professor Mohamed Salifu, the blame cannot be laid only on the universities but also on industry, which should recognize skills development as an important component of the job market.
Academia has to link up with industry, but industry needs to understand that in order for the human resource that is generated from the higher institutions to be able to deliver, industry has to see itself as an extension of the training.
The Vice-Chancellor for the University of Ghana, Professor Ebenezer Oduro-Owusu, blamed the media for needless sensational reportage about the universities.
International students want to come, but they look at the image of the universities outside there. And it's all because of what they read on the net, what our journalists publish.
Former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, Professor Donwuni Dabire-Kupo, said it is regrettable most technical-related institutions in the country do not wholly run technical-oriented programs, and called for a clear-cut national policy to create opportunities for skills development.
This bulletin is streaming live on 3news.com as well as News on TV3 on Facebook, News360. We return with the very latest from the world of sports shortly. Stay with us.
Thanks very much for staying with us here on News 360. My name is Anna Kujafre with a sports update. And reappointed Ghana coach Kwesi Appiah has finally arrived home to a rousing welcome. The 56-year-old was met on arrival by officials of the Ghana Football Association, hordes of journalists and supporters groups. Nane Kiamankwa and Dora Bedwe Champon reports.
Appiah agreed a 2-year contract on his reappointment. He was selected last month after beating strong competition from Hugo Bruce and Willie Sanol. When Appiah begins work on May 1, it will be his second stint in charge of Black Stars after handling the team from 2012 until 2014. Since leaving the Black Stars following a poor World Cup campaign, he has been coaching Sudanese side Al Hatoum. Appiah, who has 5 games coming up in 3 months, is confident the overwhelming backing by Ghanaians is enough to inspire him to success.
I always believe, the voice of the people is always the voice of God. Giving me the second chance, to coach the national team. I will do the best that I can, but I can never do it without your help. I will need the support and prayers of every Ghanaian, to make our Black Stars, proud and big again. This is my motherland, and every Ghanaian would love to be at home and make sure he does what he can to help his nation. I always had this belief that you can never say never, especially when it comes to coaching. You always have to make your mind open, and when the opportunity comes, you take it.
His first assignment will be in June when he plays Ethiopia in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Then 2 international friendlies against Mexico and the USA on June 28 and July 1 respectively. Appiah will also assemble a home-based side to face Burkina Faso in a 2018 CHAN final round qualifier over 2 legs.
Ghana currently have just a single point from their 2 games so far in World Cup qualifiers, leaving them with 5 points behind Group E leaders Egypt. With Appiah's second coming, many are of the expectation. Here are the expectation of some journalists as they build up to the World Cup qualifying games coming up.
Second comings can be really, really difficult. A lot of people have said it, and there are examples to show. But if we can give him the support, I don't know why he's unable to make it. For all the time that we have won the Nations Cup, it had to be a Ghanaian coach. So if he is here and he can make a difference, why not? Because the foreigners will give all the opportunities to, they take the big money. At the end of the day, the story is still the same. We get to the final, we don't win it. What if we kept faith in the Ghanaian and we push them all the way? It will change a lot, even for most of these players, the former players, to know that, I have the support of the nation. Whatever I want to do, I should do it. So am I in support? Totally.
Coming back at a very perfect time. This is a period that is not be under pressure to perform because the Black Stars are not in any tense mood to qualify for the World Cup in the first place, and secondly, the African Cup of Nations qualifies is some months to come, and we are not in a very tough group as you might have seen it. And secondly, this is a time that he's coming, having gathered a lot of the things said behind him while staying back in Sudan. I think he must have learned some of the lessons. The people do not necessarily get the second opportunity. So once you have it, you must make a very good use of it. And so to me, it's a very best opportunity and perfect timing for him to come back to the team.
He has a second chance. It works out for both parties. He needs to prove to us that he's improved and he can do this job. And as a people, we need to prove to him that we are ready to give him the support and backing if he will succeed.
Let's now go for some entertainment news.
Entertainment news is brought to you by
Well, it's good to take criticism when it comes in good faith, but embattled comedian DKB says he will tone down on 7 vulgar and offensive jokes to his audience. The comedian's jokes at the Easter comedy show was described by the former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, as offensive and boring. Did DKB consider the comment too harsh? Also, finds out.
Nana Konedu Ajamine Rawlins' comment exposed the comedian to a lot of verbal jabs. Were her comments too harsh for DKB?
I'm not going to say it was harsh or it was gentle. I take it in full faith because it's a feedback she's giving me, and everybody has various degrees of describing their feedback, so I take it in good faith.
In any way going to have any impact on your brand?
It depends on how you handle it. If you try fighting back, that's when it will have an impact on your brand. But if you accept it, people get to know, oh, okay, so he's human after all. People make mistakes. And also your good works will speak for you. It's just that, what it comes with, the public ridicule, the rejection, the betrayal, exposing me for insult and all of that is the very painful bit. Some few people are making it look like I've not been good before.
DKB admits serving the wrong joke to the wrong audience. The lead comedian intends toning down on serving his audience vulgar jokes.
I'm serving the people, so whatever they say is what I'll work on. So right now, the vulgarity I'll tone down.
Social media has been buzzing with reactions since the former First Lady's comments. Some of the verdicts come to the comedian as very depressing.
Let's look at the comments that you have received so far. Which of them was the most hard-hitting one?
Is it Charlie's a lot? Somebody said, if me with my unfunny and boring self can be the king of comedy, then he can be Superman. Yeah, somebody too said, who even made me king of comedy? I don't deserve, I'm a rubbish performer. And most of the comments were in one direction, saying that finally he has fallen. Oh. Yes, that finally DKB has fallen, and it's very, very heartbreaking.
But on the lighter note, check out DKB talk about his own performance.
I'm the king of comedy and people expect a kingly performance.
And what performance did you give?
I think the performance I gave was like an Ochiame type of performance.
What is Ochiame performance?
It's a type of performance that when an upcoming comedian puts up, people will appreciate, oh, he tried.
Did DKB cry?
Yeah, I lost it. I broke down. I cried.
Oh, how?
Yeah, I cried. But I didn't cry, mama. There were tears coming. And
definitely going to be one of the headlines. And DKB cried.
Oh, Charlie, I beg, don't do this to me, please.
Well, he took her comments in good faith. That's good to know.
Well, yeah. I mean, correction is important, and it depends on how you receive it.
Absolutely.
Listening to him, well, I just hope that he knows what he has to do.
Absolutely. But this is, the first he's received. He literally chronicled, and he seems fine with them. So he goes on being the king of comedy.
That's how we leave you tonight here on News 360. My name is Alfred Akansi.
And I'm Natalie Fort. Thanks for your time this evening. Remember, news at 10 p.m. this evening will be simulcast on 3FM 92.7. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. Next is Do Not Love Me So Much. Stay with TV3.